For our research, we chose to do the Paleo diet, which is a diet based on foods humans would have consumed during the Paleolithic era, which dates back to over 2 million years ago. Foods allowed in this diet are those that were able to be picked or hunted, including fruits, nuts, vegetables, fish, and lean meats. Other names of this diet may go by are the Stone Age diet, hunter-gathering diet, and the caveman diet. The health claim related to the paleo diet is that our genetic makeup is not able to adjust to these modern-day diets that steer away from farming. The foods included are those eaten by our early ancestors, as they believed that our genetic makeup has not changed nor adapted since the Paleolithic era. By living through this diet, it is that you will be less likely to have modern-day diseases such as diabetes. As research has shown, it decreases insulin secretion, which will improve the effectiveness of insulin, as well as cancer and heart disease. The paleo diet promotes weight loss as it reduces appetite and lowers your blood pressure. The paleo diet is marketed to the general population as it promotes good health. However, it is also recommended for people who are suffering from cardiovascular and other chronic diseases, and for people who want to lose or maintain a healthy weight.
Despite the lack of long-term clinical studies, one of the more recognizable benefits of the paleo diet is weight loss. The paleo diet has been proven in short-term trials to reduce mean weight, body mass index, and waist circumference. As was noted before, the diet is focused around the eating habits of our ancestors living more than 2 million years ago, so it consists almost entirely of whole foods and heavily avoids anything processed made today, such as things like refined carbs, sugars, and most cereal grains. By staying away from these refined sugars and carbs, not only can you maintain a healthy body weight, but you can also avoid many of the other health issues facing us today, like hypertension, coronary heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. The diet also focuses heavily on fiber intake. This is a key contributor to the resulting weight loss. Fiber is said to have this effect by supporting healthy gut bacteria, and it is supposed to reduce appetite by keeping you feeling fuller for longer. Overall, the paleo diet is high in protein, fiber, and fat, and low in refined carbs, sugars, and sodium. Because of this, it is a seemingly adequate way of losing weight and potentially keeping it off.
When it comes to the mechanism of action for the paleo diet, the availability of carb versus fat reserves play a key role. The paleo diet involves a restriction of carbs and an increase of fat. So there's approximately 35% energy from carbs, 35% from fats, and 30% from protein. Because of these ratios, there's increased availability of fat reserves and therefore an increase of fatty acid oxidation and also glucose uptake. With higher quantities of free fatty acids, the body prefers to use them, increasing fat metabolism and saving glycogen reserves. Paleo also demonstrates an increase in blood adiponectin concentrations. So adiponectins are considered a class of biomarkers indicative of health and metabolic disease. They are secreted in adipose tissue, act in an autocrine, peregrine, endocrine manner, and have been shown to be dysregulated with obesity. But with paleo diet, we have this increase of adiponectin, whose primary function is energy homeostasis, and it's also known as the starvation protein. The act of adiponectin is to increase fatty acid oxidation and glucose uptake by cells, and increase insulin sensitivity. This all contributes to the maintenance of energy homeostasis. Lastly, the effectiveness of the paleo diet is best achieved with the coupling of exercise. Physical activity also modifies the expression of some molecules like adiponectin, and so this is a beneficial component for weight loss because the pair of these two really contributes to the overall well-being of an individual.
Okay, so for the question of research validity and quality, I would first like to note that a lot of research on this subject has been done. Numerous studies have been conducted in various parts of the world with many diverse participant bases, and one facet is consistently raised. If the diet is properly adhered to, you will lose weight. Now, this isn't the only claim made about paleo, as previously noted, but it is the claim that draws the most focus from the general public, and so it is the most focused upon by researchers. Some other claims made about the paleo diet can also be indirectly attributed to this one. As for the research itself, the studies we selected, of course, used the scientific method, they were peer-reviewed, and by nature of these two things, they were published in high-quality, reputable scientific journals, and no matter the age of the study, they have all been upheld within the scientific community based on the fact that they're all coming to the same conclusion in the end. While most of these studies were quantitative in nature, some are qualitative, with these ones specifically offering a unique window through which to view the quantitative data. Though some are more internally valid and others are more externally so, all are equally repeatable. All of this comes together in order to definitively say that there is undoubtedly scientific evidence for the backing of these claims. And the fact is that this evidence is of high quality. That's not to say, however, that no faults can be found in this diet. It's not perfect, it has flaws, side effects, drawbacks, but we'll touch more on these in a moment. For now, we would like to go over some of the specific studies that we used during our research of this subject.
Like Nick said, there's no shortage of papers finding positive results of weight loss from paleo diet. After a 5-week dietary intervention, Martin and Ackers found significant reductions in body weight, fat mass, and percent body fat in participants. They also determined that the paleo diet may be beneficial for lowering blood pressure and improving insulin sensitivity and lipid profiles. These are important factors in reducing the risk of heart disease by lowering blood sugar and increasing levels of HDL, or the good cholesterol. These findings were mirrored in studies headed by Carlson, Apovian, and Fretzek. This last one also looked at the impacts of the diet in high-performance athletes. They found that there were no significant differences in the results between professional handball players and the control group. These effects of the nutritional intervention showed no significant impacts on their performance, but it was stated that future research should focus on finding recommendations to increase performance while on the diet. This author also outlined that favorable effects of the paleo diet apply to many groups, including healthy people with a sedentary lifestyle, inactive people with planned physical activity, or patients with ischemic heart disease, lipid profile disorders, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, or individuals who are overweight or obese. While there are many benefits of the paleo diet, there are also a few downfalls, and research by Obert et al. Describes a few of the cons of the diet. Scott will talk further about these in a minute. These were found through the analysis of Melberg's and colleagues' randomized control trial, which was the largest ever conducted, where 70 postmenopausal obese women were fed either a paleo diet or a Nordic nutrition recommendations diet and were studied. At the end of the 6 months, the individuals who followed the paleo diet had a significant improvement in fat reduction and weight loss. However, there was no difference in these parameters at 24 months. Overall, there is a large amount of high-quality literature to support the weight loss and health benefit claims from following a paleo diet.
Due to the restrictive nature and variability of the paleo diet, side effects can be observed if the diet is not planned properly. The first side effect is lethargy. Due to the restrictions of the diet, people undergoing the diet may not hit their daily nutritional needs of both calories and carbohydrates. Since the primary objective of carbohydrates is supplying energy for the body, the paleo diet may lead to a decrease in energy level and feelings of tiredness throughout the day. Low-calorie consumption can also lead to symptoms like headaches, nausea, and diarrhea. The second side effect is nutritional deficiencies. Since the paleo diet eliminates the consumption of multiple food groups such as dairy, gluten-containing grains, and legumes, the nutritional benefits of those food groups may not be met and can turn into nutritional deficiencies. Some deficiencies may include fiber, which helps maintain cholesterol levels, and calcium from dairy products, which can affect both bone density and bone health. While some food groups that are allowed in the paleo diet can help you retain both fiber and calcium, such as vegetables, nuts, and fish, someone would have to consume a high amount of these products to make up for the gaps that the restricted food groups have created. The third side effect is the potential reduction in HDL cholesterol. HDL cholesterol can be both increased and decreased during the paleo diet based on the style of diet that one is consuming. A high-fiber, low-fat diet tends to increase HDL cholesterol, while a high-fat, low-fiber diet tends to reduce HDL cholesterol. HDL is considered good cholesterol because its function is to transport LDL cholesterol from the arteries to the liver, where the LDL is eventually broken down. LDL is considered bad cholesterol because it contributes to the fatty buildup in your arteries, which leads to cardiovascular problems such as heart attacks or strokes. Fiber is one of the main nutrients in maintaining cholesterol balance, and for those undergoing a high-fat, low-fiber version of the paleo diet, the saturated fats from the consumption of red meat increases the LDL cholesterol levels and decreases the HDL levels. Without the fiber to balance out the good and bad cholesterol, people may become more susceptible to cardiovascular problems if they continue a high-fat, low-fiber paleo diet plan. To ensure that these side effects are prevented, proper diet planning is essential. Participants in the paleo diet must make sure that they are not neglecting the nutrients that are restricted by the diet itself and find the right balance of available foods to maintain a healthy lifestyle while also attempting to lose their intended weight.